Hello again. Big weekend of football to look ahead to, and one or two issues to look back on as well. Mercer's with me, as usual. Mercer, let's start with Wayne Rooney, and everyone's had their say already. Made a fantastic impact at Everton, but this week announced his international retirement. So, in terms of internationally, how should he be remembered?
You'd have to say what Gareth said yesterday. As a legend, the most outfield cap player, scored the most goals. I don't know what else you've got to do. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, if I'm being honest. And you know, you talk about great players that have come over here and played, like your Bergkamps and your Zolas and your Cantonars. They haven't got nowhere near as many caps and goals as him at international level, and they play for better teams than he did, country-wise. So, you know, for me, I couldn't talk highly enough. Turned up at every game, you know, whatever country it was, he turned up. It got caps. And fair play to him, but I can understand why he retired.
Busy week for Gareth. His name was led as the squad. And a few eyebrows raised over people like Chalobah and Harry Maguire, perhaps. But wasn't that what people wanted from Gareth Southgate? To see some different faces in the squads?
Yeah, I'm all for that. I mean, I know that they've just got into their teams, but they've been playing well. I watched Chalobah last week, and he looks like he's going to be a good player. How are we ever going to know if they don't get picked? But I wouldn't experiment in World Cup games. You know, it's all right saying we got Malta, Jeff, and you experiment and we draw 0-0, and then we're up against it. I mean, play them lads in the autumn friendlies when we play against real top quality teams.
With all due respect, you could pick a team from the Championship or League One, and they should beat Malta, shouldn't they?
They should, but you know, we should have beat Scotland, shouldn't we? But we didn't.
But Scotland and Malta,
yeah, I know,
are not quite the same.
No, I know they're not the same, but you know, it's just a game that I just think. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get anything out of it. Play your proper team, win that game, and then have a look at these lads when we play against top quality opposition, and that's when you'll be able to tell. If someone comes in and scores 4 goals against Malta, what's that mean? They're going to get 60 caps because they scored 4 goals against Malta. So not for me.
Okay. Champions League draw this week. Host of British teams involved, of course. What did you make of it? I think.
It was very, bar the Tottenham one, I thought it was very, very kind to the other English clubs.
Not so kind to Celtic.
No, I think Celtic's got a great draw, Jeff. I really do. They'll look at that. They've got a 2-legged game against Anderlecht. If they win that 2-legged affair, they're going to be in Europa. I mean, you're going to watch the most expensive ever player to come to Celtic Park. I mean, if you're Celtic, that's what you want, and I'm like that with Tottenham. They've got 2 great teams coming to Wembley to play. You know, the pressure's off them now. People are going to go, well, they can't qualify. You never know now. So if you're going to win this competition, you've got to beat the best teams anyway. So for me, I thought it was good draws for the English teams, and I thought a good draw for Tottenham because none of our teams are going to win it anyway.
Are they not? Not even Manchester City?
What? If you can put a Man City and Man United team together, they ain't beating Real Madrid. I mean, I watched Real Madrid last week. They're just different planet.
Okay. Let's move on to this weekend's games. Starting right down at the bottom, actually. 2 sides that get to get a point. Newcastle against West Ham. Which of the managers needs the points most this weekend?
I don't think the manager himself needs them in Rafa, but the team do, and the club do. Because if they don't, and then you'd start worrying about him over the next 2 weeks with no game, that'll be 3 games, 3 defeats. He don't want to really be planning. You know, he's a manager who's managed at the top level. Why would he want to be in a relegation battle? You know, so I think for the club, they would need Newcastle to win. For West Ham, you'd have to say Bilic then, because with Rafa, it don't really matter, if I'm being honest. You know, he's going to be there as long as he wants to be there. It's how long he wants to be there himself. Bilic, if he loses this game, I mean, 2-week break, it's always dangerous. But I expect them to win. I think they're a far, far better team than Newcastle.
I mean, as far as Bilic goes, I mean, they've backed him significantly, haven't they, during the summer? You know, a handful of games in, they wouldn't say, it wouldn't change track, would they?
You'd like to think not, Jeff, but, you know, 3 games on the trot, all of a sudden you're behind the 8 ball, and if you lose 3 games, that, you know, it's not very good. I'd like to think they wouldn't. But I don't see a problem this weekend. I think they win. I really do. I just don't see how they're going to live with a Hernandez. I really don't.
Liverpool against Arsenal, of course. It's not going to be 0-0, is it?
Well, you wouldn't have thought so. You wouldn't have thought so with Montreal playing at the back. I don't see anything but a Liverpool win, if I'm being honest. I just don't see how Arsenal can compete with them at the moment. Defensively, they're all over the place. They're playing players out of position. You know, Montreal in a free, he's a fullback. Bellerin playing on the left, he's a right back. You know, all these things for a big football club like that, Jeff. This early in the season, playing people out of position like that is just, for me, is just not on.
Stories about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, that he doesn't want to sign what's on the table at the moment. What do you think Arsenal should do with him?
If they can get money for him, I take the money. If you can get the money, if they're not going to sign. But again, they're in another scenario. You're reading in the paper 140, 150. Really? What's it? I don't know what he's done. You know, and that's the problem Arsenal have. They get themselves into a corner, and then they have to give big money out to players so they don't leave on a free, and then they probably don't play in the team again. You know, Theo Walcott, we've seen it. His contract was up. He gets 150 or 120, whatever it is, and then he don't play anymore.
Does it worry you as an ex-Arsenal man that there seems to be so much discontent in the ranks?
It does. It does, Jeff. And it's just... You thought, with no Champions League, you thought this season they might have a go here. No Champions League. I know they're in the Europa, but they don't really need the Europa, you know, like Man United did. I thought they would have gone out, bought some defenders, which they need, and going forward, we all know what they're like going forward. They're always going to score goals whoever they play. But they just haven't done anything at the back. And as I say, Bellerin playing left instead of right, Monreal playing in a back three. You know, me and you we're not even managers and we see it. You know, look at the Stoke goal. You knew what was happening. You knew he was passing the ball to Jose, and it frustrates me. Frustrates me.
I feel your frustration, Merce. Merce, thanks once again
Cheers,
this week.
Jeff.